Bitch better take to the dial tone. Wow. Wow. Bro, I just got the fucking fiber straight growing, bro. Wow. Holy shit. Holy shit. I just got that shit straight fucking growing, dude. Oh my god. Man, I better have got that, dude. I ain't never got it like that, dude. Wow.
That's what I had one of them too. I forgot to tell you, I got a DeWalt planer.
A what?
A DeWalt planer.
Oh, do you?
Planes wood shit. Fuck my nose.
That's for like a trim guy.
He was content with his life as a husband and a father, and said, "Getting married was one of the easiest things I've done." For any fans who thought they'd still have a chance with him, LL made it clear in the song Candy that Simone was his one and only. Released on his 2000 album Phenomenon, LL raps, "You're like candy, the world's sweetest friend. You taste better now than you did back then." Their fourth child, Nina, was born in 2000, and 4 years later, the Smith family would go through one of their biggest hurdles. In 2004, Simone was working out with a personal trainer when she accidentally walked into a trash can and it hit against a little knot on the back of her leg. Curious as to what the mass was on her body, she went to her doctor and was diagnosed with stage 3 bone cancer. She was scheduled for a 15-hour surgery where doctors would remove her right tibia and replace it with her left fibula, a steel rod, screws, nails, and microveins from her other leg. Simone told Aspire TV she overheard her husband asking the doctor if they could use his fibula bone instead, since it was bigger than Simone's and he thought it would be stronger. Because there was the possibility that LL's DNA could be rejected by Simone's body, the doctor told him it wasn't a good idea. Simone was brought to tears as she listened to her husband's heart-wrenching pleas.
Here's a passive income online business that you haven't heard of that allows you to be free. You've probably heard about vending machines though.
The surgery was a success, and LL became very protective of his wife as she recovered. Before any visitors would greet Simone, he asked them to refrain from crying and to only give Simone their positive energy. Up next was a 2.5-year recovery. Simone went from using a wheelchair to 2 crutches to 1 crutch, and finally to using a cane. It took her years to learn how to walk again, and she admitted she was devastated during the entire process. But LL was her biggest supporter, and he didn't think twice about staying by her side. He told Oprah Winfrey, "You don't abandon someone in that foxhole." Simone is now cancer-free, and she decided to use her experience to help others. In 2011, she launched her own jewelry line with a portion of the proceeds going to fight the disease. She also launched the Beat Cancer Like a Boss campaign and collaborated on jewelry pieces with many of her famous friends, including Jordan Sparks, Remy Ma, and Mary J. Blige. Things were back on track for the Smiths. LL went to work on his 13th studio album, and Simone was keeping busy with her jewelry line when their world got flipped upside down once again. In 2012, the family was resting in their home in Sherman Oaks, California, when their security alarm went off at 1 a.m. LL jumped out of bed, ran downstairs, and came face to face with 56-year-old homeless man Jonathan Kirby. LL broke the man's nose, jaw, and ribs and restrained him until police arrived. The man was sent to the hospital to recover before being locked up on $1.1 million bail. That incident let the world know it was clear LL would do anything to protect his family. He credits mutual respect and knowing how someone wants to be loved as the keys to a happy marriage. And as for Simone, she told Oprah that putting God first and picking their battles have helped them maintain their special bond. She's convinced LL's wild days are behind him. They're both content with being parents and grandparents, and Simone described their marriage as awesome. LL admits he can be a slob, and it's not unusual for Simone to find a sock in their cookie jar, but she accepts him for who he is. Because of that, he told Good Housekeeping he does whatever it takes to make her happy. He loves to work out and stay in shape, and it's all for Simone. He said, "I want to be as attractive as I can for my partner for as long as I can." Let us know your thoughts on LL Cool J and Simone's marriage, and thanks for watching Real Reality Gossip.
In heaven, this little girl came up to me. She told me she died in your tummy.
The bus is leaving!
Daily Harvest, you make eating veggies so easy. That little smell, just wow. Yes, I'm eating so many fruits and vegetables without even trying. We got sweet potato, asparagus, tomato.
Golden Mask is singer, songwriter, Grammy Award-winning producer, Candy Burris.
Candy just wants to be number one. You know, she's never been number one in anything that she's done. No, she's never been number one in anything that she's done.
No, she's never been number one in anything that she's done.
We can't let her go. I don't want to let her go. Her. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
I really just feel like you owe me an apology. That's how I really feel.
She started talking about she thinks that I owe her an apology. Good thing she don't get paid for thinking.
Keep saying that. That's great. Keep saying it. Just keep saying it. Keep saying it out loud. And maybe you will convince Hope. Because you won't be convincing anybody else, so dream on.
Very unnecessary.
Right.
Where did this start?
It actually has been starting from the beginning. From the start with her bull, all that stuff you tried to do to manipulate the girls that are here. And I let you do that bull, but you're not going to do it anymore. You talk the good game, now bring your street game, because that's what I'm bringing. Now, where's Barbara Walters? Red bar, $10,000. Red bar, $10,000. I worked my ass off while you sat there and looked like Casper the Ghost. Okay, let's be clear. Let's be clear, Casper. Are you done? Are you a lot of people with them? But you've not fooled me. You've not fooled me. Be gone. Disappear, ghost. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Nene. Why you going? Nene.
Girl, if you hit my one, I'll do that. This is not my life. I don't do that, okay? I've been there, done that. This is not I'm not doing that with anybody.
Even for Marlo?
Girl, you don't have too many brains.
About Kenya. I want it to be about Marlo.
Marlo's a strong girl. She got this. It's Rancher USA.
It's Dusty USA.
You are the lowest paid sitting around here acting a fool for $2.50.
Dust.
Bam! Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You're not going to disrespect me and my husband.
I just did.
He forgave his dad, but she moved on and began dating a man named Roscoe. He told the Chicago Tribune Roscoe would frequently use household items and his fix saved his life. He began writing rhymes at the age of 11 and eventually adopted the moniker LL Cool J, which stands for Ladies Love Cool James. By the time he was 16, he became the first artist on Russell Simmons' Def Jam label, and his album Radio hit platinum status. He went from being a regular high school student to wearing gold chains, selling out packed venues, and having a ton of cash at his disposal. And it was true, the ladies really loved him.
Just like that jet going through the sky over there, you know what I'm saying? We want to be way up there chilling, up high, then the girls will come through.
He told the Chicago Tribune that while on tour, he and his crew would yell out the word Maine, which was their code word for freak. After every show, there were women waiting for him backstage. He'd point to a couple of them, and they would follow him back to his hotel. Every night, the women were different, but one thing remained the same. The Chicago Tribune reported LL kept his hat on during each escapade. He could have any woman he wanted, but in 1987, he met one girl who would change his life. He was 19 at the time when he was driving down the block in his mother's car, went into a downward spiral. His best friend betrayed him, his accountants took his money, and his dad mismanaged his finances. Despite getting hit with a $2 million tax bill from the IRS, LL said he couldn't stop spending money, and he purchased 12 cars and countless pieces of jewelry, pushing him further and further into debt. He began sleeping with a Bible underneath his pillow and relied on his belief in God. He fired his dad and hired a new manager, and then things began to turn around for him.
Have you ever wanted to start an online business, but you had no idea what you need to do to actually get started? You don't know what tools that you need or what services that you can provide?
He decided it was time to work things out with Simone. This time, he would stay with her for good. When Extra TV asked him how he proposed,